over. My career's ended, guys. I think I've already peaked. Have I fallen off? I barely post anymore. Are the glory days behind me? Am I what they call irrelevant? Kids under the age of 12 years old no longer know who Mcjuggernuggets is? All these existential questions YouTubers face themselves at some point in their career. And I guess I'm to that point, guys. I mean, I'm barely posting. Like, what is happening? And I felt compelled to make this video. My mom last night sends me a text. She says, Jesse, your career's over. Somebody just did a hit piece on you. It's done. They put you in the ground. They buried you. They closed the coffin. And they danced on your freaking tombstone. Like, so I had to check this YouTube video out. It is on a channel called InternetAjay. And I guess this guy's whole career is based around doing hit piece videos or downfall videos, which is a very loose term. This is on all the popular YouTubers, like people that were maybe popular in 2012, 2014, 2016, that maybe their views aren't as high. Maybe they've just kind of fallen off the face of the earth and barely post anymore or have no connection with the outside world. These commentary type channels do a great job of clickbaiting and oh my God, some of these thumbnails. These are so dramatic, you know, add a little redness to the eyeballs, make them look really like washed out, like strung out. I gotta give some credit. These are some of the best thumbnails I've ever seen. Oh, he's even done one on himself. All right, that's cool. I appreciate that. These types of channels do great on YouTube because they just clickbait and they use the YouTuber's name so it feeds off their audience and makes it really dramatic, which people are drawn to. So like, this is a great career, talking about other people's lack thereof. Now, what's crazy is apparently there's a video on me, the downfall of Mcjuggernuggets. This is from Psycho series, The Liar. I like how it's like, I mean, liar is a pretty extreme term. Can we'll just say tell the stories? Is that, I mean, I guess that's maybe lying? I don't know. I mean, I guess a good story is a lie. Every movie you watch, even documentaries based on real stories, are lies. They're not, it's not the actual depiction of what happened. And even an actual depiction. Anyway, you guys loved after Psycho series when I did reaction videos to fake exposed videos. So I thought, hey, what the heck? I haven't posted something. I'm just chilling in PA. We're taking care of a lot of home stuff. Don't worry, we'll be back to some regular videos soon. But hey, let's react to my downfall. I want to see if I've actually fallen down. I mean, maybe I have. Maybe I have. Are the views not as high? Yeah. Am I not posting as regularly? Yeah. Was it better during Psycho series? Probably. Was I a lot younger then and full of life and let's go? Yeah. Did I have a lot more to prove to my dad then? Yes. All right, maybe I had. Did storyfire? Okay, all right, well, let's get into it. Guys, I swear I have not watched this video. So these are gonna be raw reactions. I'm nervous, I'm excited. I kind of get off on these vids, I like it. I think I have a weird fetish for like making myself the butt of a joke. All right. Dang, they got one on Kid Behind a Camera. He's literally hit every big YouTuber. What happens once you've hit them all? Do you do a follow-up, a sequel video? All right, this is 18 minutes long, guys. Grab your popcorn, here we go. I'm nervous. So oh my God, my downfall video is one of the best performing videos at 615,000 views. I'm flattered I mean, that is my whole career, right? It's been based on me getting pushed around. All right, InternetAjay, let's see what you got here, guys. And by all means, if other people want to feel the need to make a video on me, do it. Maybe I'll react to it. Maybe make a good video? That probably won't do well. Anyway, all right, let's get into it. It's got 24,000 likes. That's more likes than my videos get now. Drop some likes on this video, guys, to help us out here. And feel free to let me know if anything's accurate. I have no problem admitting where I've f***ed up. All right, here we go. We're already starting with Psycho series stuff. I always wonder too how much somebody even knows about my channel. Because at face value, you see the Psycho videos and you're like, all right, and you just look at the views, whatever. But I don't think they understand the whole Mcjuggernuggets universe and everything's like connected through narrative. Anyway, all right, let's just get into it. Play. Oh, he's censoring it for me. Thank you.
There's glass everywhere.
He just.
I don't want to do
He's just ripping all of Psychoded Rex's car. Bro, it's 20 seconds of you running my video.
This isn't entertaining for all you people watching.
Cut.
Hello everyone,
Yeah,
Darman
that's how
here,
I would have cut
inventor
it.
of Curry. Today, I'm going to be talking about Mcjuggernuggets. He currently has over 4 million subscribers on YouTube. He initially rose to fame after he created the Psycho series, but noted a dramatic decrease in viewership after it ended. In addition, he told people he was leaving
Maybe a
to
little
a
bit.
platform called Storyfire, but continued to upload to YouTube. Sadly, Storyfire was a financial failure and sold as an NFT for about $15,000.
Yes, that's all true.
This is the rise and fall of Mcjuggernuggets. Before I get into
Oh, no, we ain't getting no, nah. I better get some commission for this. No, I'm skipping this. You guys all do this anyway, so. So this dude showed 30 seconds of my video and talked for 30 seconds and he's already doing an ad and getting paid for it. I feel like I should get some money for this. That's why I'm reacting to this video, so I get a kickback. That's very bold because like you haven't even done any content to justify the ad. It was my content. Anyway, all right.
back to the video. Mcjuggernuggets' real name is Jesse Ridgway, and he created
That's
a YouTube
correct.
channel on December 9, 2006. He was an early user of the platform and was only 14 years old when he started out. In order to understand his brand, you first have to realize that freakout videos were a popular genre in the early 2010s. I'm sure you'll remember
I kind of
watching
made
Paul as
them
the World
really
of
big,
Warcraft
but
kid tried to stick a remote up his
yes.
his mom canceled his account. In fact, that video inspired.
Bro, does anyone else have this issue where the AirPods just slide out of your ears? I mean, my earwax is like super wet.
Content. It was just fascinating to watch someone explode on screen and make a fool of themselves.
True.
There were other big YouTubers who made careers off of freakout videos like Boogie2988's Raging Francis character and Angry Grandpa.
The trifecta.
Hopping on this trend, Jesse created the Psycho series, which featured his two brothers and father.
Whoa, what? Apparently I have two brothers, guys. Are they counting Uncle Larry as my bro? Is Tom my brother? I mean, me and Tom do look more brothers than me and Jeffrey. Bro, how do you f that one up? And then people look at this as like a credible source and everyone watched it and like, yeah, he really fell out. I was like, didn't even know that I only have one brother and his name's Jeffrey. His channel name's literally Big Brother. Like, what the f? How do you, I don't know. Anyway, we're back in.
Father. His first video of the series was posted on December 12, 2012 and called Psycho.
What's super bizarre is that he's showing clips of like recent stuff, 2020, 2021 stuff, while he's referring to the Psycho series. Like, the Psycho series still isn't going on, although the audience maybe wishes that were the case. It ended. It's over. Everyone get used to it. It was 2016 when it ended.
Psycho Dad Destroys Xbox. In it, Jesse's father threw his Xbox in a fireplace
Classic.
and smashed it.
Coming up on 10 years
The video
soon.
has about 26 million views.
That's a lot. I got some special things planned for the 10-year anniversary. Are you crazy? I love that
Many
bit.
of the videos featured the destruction of items, including but not limited to games, a laptop, and even a car. However, the thing that set the series apart was that it had a real storyline and felt personal. The videos weren't just random, unadulterated rage clips, but
That's
rather
not like a series. Neither is that,
show.
but okay.
Ridgway and his real-life family were characters in a relatable production. For example, in the Psycho series,
nice.
Jesse was an aspiring YouTuber who wanted to impress his father, which struck a chord with many of his viewers. Notably, when asked, Jesse claimed the series was real in a Q&A.
Yes,
It's the very first question on everybody's mind. Why you clicked on the
game-changing
video,
moment right here.
Are the Psycho videos real? Are the Psycho videos fake?
Doing a Q&A
So you
as
guys
the
don't have to
character.
scroll through the video to find out the videos are real. This has not ever been a question. For those of you guys that watch what other content.
My dad was pissed when I told everyone they were real. He was like, you
follow me on
up.
Twitter, tune into the stream. It's no doubt that these videos are real. This is what I have to deal with, and there's a lot of questions surrounding that. So let me tackle as many as I can to make you guys happy.
Ballsy
For
move.
a while, I've been avoiding as many questions as possible about these events because, quite frankly, I don't want to have to think about them constantly because it sucks. So, you know what? I decided to just remove the curtain and tell you guys these videos are real. This is my life, and it's time to
This is my
come
life.
clean and answer any questions you guys have about my personal life.
One of the reasons the series was so
He included a
successful
lot
was
of
because
that.
of the
I
incredibly
would've cut it up a
frequent
little bit,
upload
but-
schedule. New videos and vlogs were posted about 2 times per day.
2
This
videos a
allowed
day!
viewers to build a bond with Jesse's characters since he was always putting out content. And while Ridgway's series ran for 3.5 years and consisted of about 50 episodes and 684 vlogs, which resulted in the channel amassing millions of subscribers. Sadly, Jesse decided to end it on June 6, 2016 in a video called Psycho Kid Kills Father.
That's the last thing you say to me.
Yeah.
Is that the video
So video games made me this way?
The games?
The games?
Oh, Dad.
No, Dad.
It was you.
It was you. You made me this way. You made me this way. And then a little come down. There it is.
Jesse, what are you doing?
The shot that everyone heard around the world.
I guess you could say he went out with a bang. Sorry, my friend. Jesse's
Yeah, that is
emotions,
cringy.
tone of voice, and mannerisms were particularly exceptional in that scene. He
Thank
and his
you.
family were
Thank you. I
such good
appreciate
actors
that.
Some of his viewers actually thought he murdered his father.
Yeah,
In August
tens of
2016,
thousands. Yeah, they
Ridgway
called the
posted a
cops,
video
yeah.
called "The Hardest Video I've Ever Had to Film." In it, he revealed multiple reasons for why he ended the popular show. He first said he was mentally disturbed and burned out.
Part of me actually shot my dad, and part of me was yelling at my dad, and part of me still thinks my parents split up, and you know, playing all these characters, I think has kind of up a little bit mentally. Like I don't feel all there, but I don't.
So that's not why I ended the series. It wasn't because I was mentally disturbed and that's why I ended the series. The series was set to end June 2016. That was what I factored in as that was when it would be so big that I'd probably be exposed by then and I couldn't keep the show going with the sense of reality. Also, coincidentally, but not the reason why we stopped it, our case was in front of the Attorney General to shut the channel down. Me and my dad were in a holding cell, an interrogation room, and they were forcing us to shut everything down. However, we were already ending it literally like a week from that point. It was pretty wild. But I also had already booked the Switzerland trip way in December 2015, and it was set for June 2016. That was just when I felt like the story ran its course, and then I felt like it would just get redundant. I did have other ideas that maybe could have kept it going another month or two, but I was like, you know what? I knew with Uncle Larry going to the pool and our other crazy plans that we had for the end that let's end on a high note. We want to end on a bang because I hate the shows that they're like, hey, let's cash it out, let's carry one more season, and then it's one of the worst seasons. And talking about me playing a character for so long, getting up mentally, now 6 years later, I don't feel that at all. If I could tap in a little bit to Psycho Kid or Isaac or whatever, yes, but I think the close proximity to the series was what played into it. But now I'm not like crying because I shot my dad or anything. I'm much better now. I think I was kind of going through it then. It was trippy. All right, let's get back into it.
He then stated he sacrificed his health and lost friendships.
Yeah.
Just for whatever reason, I need a break.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not really a bad thing. It's not like I'm leaving YouTube or anything. I want you guys to know I am 100% committed to you. 100%
That is true.
loyal to YouTube as a platform.
That changed over time,
YouTube
but
has made me who I am today, and you guys as viewers have been there for me.
That is all true, though.
Times have been tough,
Yeah.
and have made this a career for me. Like, so during the Psycho series, I sacrificed my health.
yes,
I had
the spleen.
my spleen
Yeah.
injury, which was an adhesion, and I had to get surgery for it last year. I had sacrificed my health for a year and a half, just doing 2 episodes a day, 2 episodes a day, 2 episodes a day. I lost a lot of friendships because I was working so
That's what
much.
happens.
I became distant with a lot of other
Yeah, that's what happens.
people, but
Yeah.
I've
Yeah.
since had to try and mend those relationships. And it was all just to tell my story and to tell it to you guys to hopefully help you. And I sacrificed a lot.
It was understandable why Jesse chose to move on from the Psycho series considering the significant toll it had on his mental and physical health. Unfortunately, it marked the beginning of his downfall.
Huh? Mark the beginning. All right. Now he's getting into it. Like everyone like puts the Psycho series on a pedestal, which it made the career, and everyone loved it, and it was what an engaging, immersive story. But this is gonna get juicy. I'm like trigger alert for Jesse, right? But I did want to say I remember shooting that hardest video I ever had to film, and I believe that was the one where I'm talking about being burnt out and everything, and then literally I left YouTube for like 2 weeks, and I wrote 24 episodes, like the whole Holy Bible for My Virtual Escape, and then not long after that we jumped into it. As much as I was like, I think we play sob stories with ourselves, but then like if we just shut the up and then get into it, then it's really not so bad. That was one of those situations. But yeah, losing a lot of friendships or relationships with people, that is true. But this Psycho series also like made me closer with my family and so many other people in our area. I did lose Corn through that process, which freaking sucked. But everyone else was, a lot better. But the health thing is number one, guys. I'll always, for the rest of my life, deal with the issues from the spleen stuff, just because I let it go on for so long. But had I gotten surgery at any point within the Psycho series, everything would have got up. I would have been out of commission for weeks. I wouldn't have been able to scream. So like, I really had to do all that just to finish it and get it done the right way. But all the damage I did to my large intestine, like I weird as hell now. Like I have diarrhea like every other day. And also my downstairs mix-up, guys, because my testicular cord was connected to my large intestine, which was connected to my abdominal wall. That's what the spleen thing was. And so anytime I yelled, they would all tug on each other. And so I did some irreparable damage and then got surgery down there, which is never good to get cut open. But yeah, so those are the sacrifices made. So it probably makes sense why I don't have the vigor and the energy that I once had in 2016. Even to scream now, it would hurt. The reasons are pretty good. Normally I wouldn't mind, but the health is a big one. But it doesn't discount the fact that it's still a downfall, whether injury or not. You fell off. All right, here we go.
His views tanked after that, and he never figured out a way to capture his audience's
Never
interest.
never figured out a way to capture audience interest. Guys, after Psycho series was Devil Inside, season 1, season 2, all Devil Inside is incredible. Whether or not the views were there. I mean, season 1, the views were insane. And then also like the collab series views were great. Ursula, Christmas, all those things after Psycho series, the views were just as high as Psycho series. Not as much as like an individual Psycho episode, but we've had big videos over the course of the years on the channel. So I don't agree. And My Virtual Escape was massive, and you know, we've had big videos, so I disagree.
Over the years, he slowly started to fade away.
But I'll say this. Despite all the bigger videos over the years, the sub growth and the recommendations on YouTube are completely different ballgame. And I think it all does stem back to the apocalypse and that edgier channels just don't get featured as much. They don't get shared. To where it segregated. A lot of my audience were younger kids. They were no longer getting exposed to the Mcjuggernuggets videos following that change. So it did become harder. Because I noticed the views would do great, but the subscribers would always be limited. But maybe they just didn't want to subscribe to a crazy or somebody who like snorted Coca-Cola and all these other crazy things. Anyway, I'm gonna
Shockingly, in September 2019, Jesse's brother
September
Jeffrey
2019.
posted a video called "Exposing the Truth About My Brother."
Oh my.
He claimed Jesse's videos were always uploaded first and that he felt less important.
Because as most of you are aware, my brother and I, in most instances, are filming the exact same subject matter.
Historically, you, dude.
That is true.
Trying to capture my viewership.
And as most of you are aware, his generally goes up first on YouTube.
Hey, that dude's my
In that
cameraman now.
case, mine is kind of the lesser video.
He then stated, "If
Wait,
you ever
which
listen
brother? I pause it. Which brother is this? Is this which? Because I got two. Is this my younger or older? What bro is this? Oh my! I can't believe he's using a scripted video as evidence. I guess that's where it gets confusing. Because we took the sit down formula and made it bull. Just to make fun of all the people that do sit-down videos, and like for whatever reason, if somebody's doing a sit-down video, everyone's like, "This is undeniable fact. He's sitting down and the camera's on a tripod. It's gotta be real." We made it seem pretty real with Jeffrey having beef, but me and Jeffrey are cool. I mean, he works for me now, and we're bros, so like, yeah.
disagreed with Jesse, he would get placed on a list and punished with the script.
I do have a list though.
And if you were to go against
I got a lot of people on
anything
there.
that he was saying, then he was going to put you on his.
Nah.
And unfortunately for myself, I was a frequent visitor on this.
Maybe a couple times.
If he was going to say something that I didn't agree with, or he wanted to take the characters in a way that I didn't agree with, I would voice my opinion. But it would end up in a screaming match, and then the next thing you
So
know,
dramatic.
my role was changed. Let me explain. For those of you that remember, and if not, you can go back to the video, just type in the search engine. It was Psycho Brothers Kung Fu Freakout, where I had to dress up in I think it's a Gaia attire, and I had the makeup and everything, and this was never previously discussed. This was never a plan, but this plan came up literally a day before the
This
video
actually
shot.
might be loosely
And
true.
I was heading down the shore on that day.
Actually, I think it. I think
I
it
would
is.
support my brother, and I
We
would
put some
leave.
real stuff
So I
into
said,
it to
okay.
make it feel
What I didn't
really real.
realize was that he wanted me to do some embarrassing things. He wanted me to be stripped down into tighty whities, basically, and he wanted me to flash the camera.
This makes me
because
sound
he
like
was going
Harvey
to be
Weinstein or
portrayed as
something.
Jesse,
What the
character, was embarrassing me intentionally, whereas Jesse, the creator, was writing
Dropping
this
hints.
to intentionally embarrass me.
It's the
because
devil,
I
my friend.
disagreed with the direction that we were going at the time.
Notably, Jeffrey also pointed out Jesse's toxic side when he mentioned he made his character more submissive in order to control him.
He viewed me as a risk, and he
What
found a
the
really good way of eliminating that risk. If you guys recall, there was a video where
We
had
did a good job.
my
Jeffrey did good
brother
with this.
and
We did
was
good.
further attacked by his cameraman, Zachary Kornatzer. And then I had a bottle broken over my head, which was a breakaway bottle, and then my character had this big meltdown. After this time, my character became this very submissive, like restricted.
Wah.
He didn't do
That was the
anything.
arc,
He wasn't
bro.
Controversial. He wasn't loud. He wasn't vocal. He didn't really do much of anything. Imagine having a YouTube channel where everything pointed at you in one way, and then all of a sudden you had to portray yourself as someone
This
that
is
was
believable.
uninterested,
AJ, we got you, bro.
submissive.
Just admit it.
You
We tripped
can't
you up
do
with
it.
this.
You can't produce the content that everybody had signed up for.
After the video was released, it seemed Jesse was significantly more toxic than he let on. In order to save his reputation, he responded by claiming he deserved credit for encouraging Jeffrey and others to start their YouTube channels.
You have your YouTube channel for a full-time job.
Oh God, I gotta pause it, guys. Can we just take a moment to appreciate the early days of Jesse Tyler, the character? This look kills me. I can't believe I went full blown like tech douchebag. Like whenever I see myself, like me as Psycho Kid, all for it. Me as Isaac, all for it. I feel like they both had some edge, some greenness to them. This version of Jesse Tyler is a I can't. It's just not, come on. The blonde tips and those glasses, bro. No, it's just not, I can't do it anymore. I think I played this character a little too well. But yeah, the fact that he's using scripted beef between me and Jeffrey is just hysterical. So hook, line, and sinker, AJ, thank you for that. But I miss when Jeffrey used to make videos. Well, he works for me now, but it'd still be nice to see him make some fits, right?
Wow, bro. And who encouraged
Ooh, the
you
cringe.
to start that? Who
The
convinced you to
cringe.
start that channel? Who gave you all kinds of content throughout the Psycho series and beyond? Getting Buzz channel, Georgia channel.
I have a very
Porter
punchable
channel,
face in this,
Parker
you know?
channel, you know, helping Swift's channel, Dom's channel.
Like, I wanna punch
in
myself
their
in the face.
videos.
Jeffrey then replied by saying it was egotistical for him to imply that he gifted them their careers.
That you went ahead and gifted everybody
I mean-
their channels. And what this infuriates me to no end, because everybody that has their channels and has consistently uploaded, or maybe they stopped, maybe life got in the way and they haven't been able to keep up with it recently. But to say that you gave them these,
So convincing. It's good.
they appeared in your videos, people liked them, they wanted to produce their own content, people subscribed to their channels for them. By doing this, you're completely discounting the fact that their content is worthwhile at all.
Overall, the drama between the brothers was public and messy. Many also weren't even sure if the drama was real, considering how good the two were at
Yes.
acting. But after Jeffrey later released a video exposing Jesse's girlfriend as fake, followed by Psycho Dad exposing Jesse, it was apparent the drama was all fabricated. The series was just being
If it's all fabricated, why are you including it in this? It's supposed to be the actual rise and fall from Psycho Series of Liar. Bro, what? I think he's just trying to get views. Yeah. Oh my goodness. What is going on? I'm waiting to hear some credible stuff as to why I've fallen down. Why do people say fallen off? I fell down into the depths of irrelevancy.
continued in a dramatic and excessive manner. On September 18, 2019, Jesse wrote this on Twitter.
Oh, he's bringing a
It
tweet.
said,
Ooh,
"As of
oh,
January
shoot,
1st,
all right.
2020, I will no longer be making content for
He's got
YouTube.
me here.
This has not been an easy decision to make and one that I've struggled with for the last couple of
That
years.
got 7,000 likes.
Frankly, I
Wow.
can no longer support a platform that doesn't have my best interest at heart. Ridgway then announced that
Oh,
he and his
boy.
co-founder Brian created a new platform called Storyfire, which was designed to be a competitor to YouTube. He stated he was leaving YouTube on January 1st, 2020 and was going to post exclusively on Storyfire.
I really want to emphasize, guys, this is not a series. This is not a clickbait video. I will be officially quitting YouTube as of January Famous last 1st, words. 2020.
Fortunately, many creators were receptive to Storyfire because they had had enough of YouTube's random demonetization practices, sudden rule changes, and a horrid lack of communication. On top of that, Storyfire was healthy competition and would break YouTube's monopoly. Overall, it was a bright idea, but unfortunately, the execution was nothing short of terrible. The platform was extremely buggy, the user interface was poor, and the algorithm was oversimplified. As a result, no one
that's
really
fair.
wanted to use it. On January 1st, 2020, Mcjuggernuggets...
Oh, he's getting me, he's getting me. All of a sudden, I'm like-
last video on YouTube
Or like-
confirming he would in fact be leaving.
Juggies, this is the last video I'll ever make on YouTube.
However, just 2 weeks later, he continued to post on YouTube
Yeah.
with confused fans who had already given him an emotional goodbye. In February 2020, Jesse uploaded another video called Storyfire is Shutting Down.
All right, before we get into this meat, because he's about to get me good with the Storyfire stuff. So, and some of you guys might be wondering too. That was my last video on YouTube. I had every intention of that being the last one because I feel like I was like half in the videos on YouTube and I was half in the videos on Storyfire, to where I was like, you know what? Let's just commit one direction and let's go full-fledged on Storyfire. However, because I thought I'd converted enough audience over at that point, but yeah, it didn't work out. It got to the point where we're doing the Storyfire office, and then the pandemic hit, and the office had to shut down. And then I was like, well, what the hell am I doing for money, and what the hell am I doing for content? Because I was the one funding Storyfire the whole time. He's not wrong with the one bit about there being lots of bugs and everything. It was hell on earth to start that platform from scratch and then catch up to all these legacy platforms that have been running running for 15 years with, you know, billions of dollars at their disposal. So it was definitely tricky, right? He's definitely got me there. Well done, well done. I remember when I started doing old Storyfire uploads onto YouTube, just as another means, I was basically doing anything and everything to get people over to Storyfire. So I would end up breaking my own rules and doing different things. I basically became full-blown businessman, which definitely killed my creative side. And if I could go back and change stuff, it would probably be all this. Just because like I realized I was starting to almost become the Jesse Tyler character in a way that I just didn't with. I think I was way too, it's like sunken cost fallacy. I was so pot committed to Storyfire. I'd already put so much time, energy, and money in that like I don't give up very easily. So it just became this like bullheaded thing of like, it must succeed, because it's kind of the mentality you have to make something successful, and it's what worked on YouTube and other aspects of my life. But for this thing, it was something that was so big of an idea that it required so many other people, and I was trying to be all those people. Like it could work for YouTube, but you just really need the masses to come together, and they weren't forming around Storyfire as much as I had thought. And that's because all these platforms, they already exist. Even though everyone says we want another YouTube, whatever, everyone's still gonna use YouTube. It ends up being one of those things of like, you might not like the quality of the roads and the highways, but like, what other roads and highways are you gonna take? It's the highway. It's the best, quickest, most efficient way of getting what you need. So you can complain all you want, but you're still shopping at Walmart, you know? All right, here we go. These last 4 minutes. Hit me where it hurts, baby. Let's go.
In it, he said Storyfire ran out of money and was shocked at the lack of investor interest.
To put it simply, why Storyfire is shutting down is we run out of money. We cannot financially support the cost of running the platform. A lot of the last 6 months has been spent trying to get financing, and this is traditionally what a tech startup would do. They try to raise money
This
from
hurts.
angel
This is painful.
investors, VCs, friends and family, pretty much anyone they can get their hands on to try and fund this big idea. For the entire duration of Storyfire, I've been the only person putting money into this thing.
Few million bucks.
I was excited for this year because this was when we were going to make a big explosion, and we did. And we took months and months of meetings with VCs, angels, you name it. And unfortunately, after 30, 35, 40 meetings, we were unable to close anything. We weren't even able to get a small bite. This came as quite a shock.
Notably, Jesse failed to realize the reason investors were hesitant was...
All right, here we go. I'm gonna drop some alpha for you guys, some fresh tea. A lot of those videos are private, and that whole shutdown fiasco it was a lot, right? But I actually had the money to keep Storyfire going. We were looking for outside investors. It's always better to use the VC money or whatever to fund something as ambitious as a platform, because you know, it's a lot risking your own on the line, but I had no problem doing it. I've always put my money where my mouth is when it comes to like larger budgets or, you know, bigger videos, or even for a business endeavor. You know, I put all my own money to make the graphic novel. I put all my own money to, you know, finance, say, old albums of, say, Juliet's, or for the series, or for, you know, Destruction. So I'd put a few mil into Storyfire thus far. I was ready to put another mil into Storyfire. However, Brian, who, believe it or not, was the CEO of Storyfire, although a lot of people assumed I was, because I was always the face of it, promoting it. But Brian gave me a equity deal from the get when I was young, and me being naive and stupid, not knowing my worth, I signed the deal, kept putting money in, getting terrible equity splits, and Brian always had control of Storyfire. So really, it was Brian's platform. I had shares of it. It was super unfortunate because when we didn't get any outside investment money, when Storyfire was blowing up, we had all these big creators joining, we took all these investor meetings, it was right during COVID, it was hard to get a raise, and so eventually I was like, hey, look, man, I told Brian, I was like, hey, I'll put more money in to blow it up so we can get that investor money. I wasn't gonna stop. He jammed me up, and he refused to accept that me put more money in because he didn't want me to have more equity than him. It was super unfortunate. I was offering to put $1 million flat in, and he denied me, and he didn't want to give me more equity, and then he was trying to jam me up and trying to get like $10,000, $15,000 a month for himself in salary. It's unfortunate, you know. I think sometimes you give other people too much leverage in your life and in your business. Kind of happened with the documentary process with Studio 71 as well, where I couldn't release my own behind the scenes for the Sega series, and I got stuck for like a whole year, which really affected the trajectory of the channel. I signed a deal and was stuck. And there's other times where I've signed deals, like an agent or manager deal, and they take a portion of your AdSense money, and then that's it. They don't deserve it, and you get taken advantage of when you get success. success. And the big thing in one of the videos and why I had to private was like, I talked about how during the marketing push, I found out that Brian was taking money from the creators in the AdSense, and he was just putting it in his own bank account when it was intended for StoryFire. Yeah, it's a lot of the reason why StoryFire went the way it went. It really was shutting down. And yeah, I wanted to keep it going. And the whole deck share NFT stuff that happens later on was just like ridiculous. But as far as when Brian and I had control, beginning of 2021 or end of 2020, that's what went down. And it was a show. And it made me look bad in front of my audience and a lot of creators. I'll never forgive Brian for that. It was pretty. Well, let's finish this video. Getting real.
Due to the fact StoryFire was riddled with problems. From an objective point of view, it was not a realistic competitor to YouTube. Not long after the video, though, Mcjuggernuggets posted another video called StoryFire has been saved. In it, he revealed StoryFire received capital last minute from a mysterious investor and wasn't going to shut down.
Here's the deal. You know that investor? Have you heard of him?
Yes. Wait, how the do you know him?
He's my boy. I've hung out with him in the car. He's from the same area.
Right.
This is so
He
stupid.
saw your video, called me about it, was like, what is going on?
You could tell even when we were filming this, we were like, we don't know what we're doing right now.
And I actually want to throw some cash.
However, viewers...
So that bit about Brian throwing cash in and that whole video, I hate that video because I told the truth about Brian and the nature of StoryFire. When normally, if you notice, over the years, I notoriously, historically, do not throw anyone under the bus. If somebody me over or wrongs me, I just stay quiet and I'm like, whatever. I'm very non-confrontational. I've changed my ways recently. But I got to this point where he jammed me up so hard that I was like, this. I told the people the truth in a now private video. Then Brian finally let me save the platform, put money in. However, I had already told the public that he was taking money or whatever. So I had to private the video, and then I'm like, okay, I thought of some narrative stuff to try and explain our way out of it. But like, oh, let's have Brian be putting money in, and let's say we got money from this mysterious investor. So it became a whole contrived narrative that we were gonna expand on more, just to cover the fact that Brian was stealing from me. But I'm like, why am I throwing myself into the pit here when he's the one f***ing me over and it's all my audience? What is happening? How did I get into this situation? So it ended up blowing up on me and Brian and then StoryFire inevitably. So it was all a show, and looking back on it, I do feel bad for myself because I was pretty much trapped. I didn't have control of the company that I put everything into, and it all comes down to a bad deal I signed when I was like 23 years old, coming off the height of Psycho series. So it sucks. Be careful who you go into business with. All right, let's finish this off.
Felt this was kind of fishy and seemed like an elaborate marketing scheme. And well, as it turned out, it was.
No, it wasn't.
Jesse outright said he was the mysterious investor. His behavior was questionable because he played with the emotions of his viewers by bringing them on a journey that turned out to be staged. CoffeeZilla even made a video calling him out.
Ladies
Remember
and
this.
gentlemen, this is the boy who cried StoryFire. Let me say right up front, this is going to be a tough path for me to walk because it's a story I think should be told, but it's also a balance, okay? Because there's some juicy lies, things in here that normally I would make fun of to really get some enjoyment out of, some laughs out of. But at the same time, I also believe in this guy's mission.
And you know you seriously fudged up when that happened.
Hey, I've actually spoken with CoffeeZilla since that video, and I appreciate everything he's doing in the crypto space, and I think we're very similar in a lot of ways. But I loved that he chose to go with the boy who cried wolf for the whole StoryFire scenario, because that is exactly what happened. And I've always was afraid of that, because if you are always in character online, and then you finally come out and are trying to be real, nobody's gonna know what's the real thing or what's the fake thing. And because there was a lot going on, I think people could tell that there was something behind the scenes happening that they couldn't tell what it was, and so they just immediately assumed it was like everything else. It was scripted or his first series of marketing stunt, which there's been times where it was for marketing. But that was one of those times. That was the real one, and we were shutting down, and there was trouble amongst the founders, and the character in the lies, it bit me in the arse. But yeah, CoffeeZilla is a good dude, and I appreciate that he believed in the mission, and there was a time where, you know, maybe he would have joined us on the StoryFire mission. I just wish I had the right partner for that, and things didn't turn the way they did.
On April 1st, 2021, Jesse posted a tweet saying that StoryFire was bought by Amazon for $30 million. Super excited to announce that
It's April
Storyfire has
Fools.
officially been acquired by Amazon for $30 million.
He just said April 1st.
The journey is not
Oh
over,
my.
but rather just beginning.
I
Brian
wish.
and I are remaining on the project as we now have massive infrastructure to grow this platform to new heights. Stay lit.
How could you?
However, the
Yeah,
tweet
I
was an
f-
obvious
people too
April Fool's
much.
joke, which in my opinion was in bad taste, considering the punchline was that
Yeah.
the platform was doing so
Oh
well that it would never be bought by Amazon. And well, the next day, Jesse tweeted he was going to sell Storyfire as an NFT with a starting bid of $1. An app worth $3 million.
You got your years off, brother. It was 2020 was the fun tweet, whatever, and things were hot then. It was a year later that we did the NFT auction, which is even more ridiculous. I'm curious what he covers here.
Can be yours for $1. Storyfire NFT auction. Sadly, when all was said and done, Storyfire sold for about 8 Ethereum, or roughly $15,000. The sale was particularly painful considering Jesse invested about $3 million into it, making it a massive financial loss. Ultimately, Mcjuggernuggets had a tough rise and fall.
A fall
He
there.
entertained millions with the Psycho series, but after it ended, his channel declined significantly. And when Jesse attempted a new business venture with Storyfire,
He's gonna make me
it
cry.
sadly didn't go as planned. Hopefully, one day Jesse can revive his channel utilizing his impeccable acting and filmmaking skills. Many people love the complex storylines of the Psycho series, and perhaps he can make something as entertaining again. Personally, I think it's definitely possible, but recommend he implements a less demanding upload
It's possible.
schedule so he doesn't burn out like last time.
Yes,
Who knows,
I
only
agree.
Time will tell. Whatever happens, I wish Jesse the best. Thanks so much for watching. If you like
Oh,
this
thanks,
video, please
AJ.
consider giving me a big thumbs up and subscribing to my channel. Oh, and feel free to follow me on Twitter and Instagram at
I'm gonna give AJ a big thumbs up. Yeah, I do think it's always possible to get the views back up or make anything happen. I agree. Not when you're trapped by your other founder. No. Yeah, just talk briefly about the NFT bit. That's the last thing he covered. I would say that's the biggest L. Put all the time, energy, and money into something, believe in it so fervently, and then a few $1 million turns into 14 grand. At that point in time, honestly, I was happy about it, mainly because it was done. And also, I got a little spiteful where I'm like, well, at least Brian doesn't get anything out of this because he me over. I definitely got a little bit petty like that, but rightfully so. I mean, all of what happened is insane. The reason why we sold it as NFT was I realized I couldn't trust my partner anymore. I wasn't putting more money in because I wasn't getting anything out of it. And at that point, I was pretty much like, F it. There's nothing I can do anymore because he has control. So I tried to buy it from him. I tried to do everything I could. He agreed to selling it as an NFT because NFTs were so hot. I think the dollar signs flashed in his eyes. And then it was just a random auction. I don't think neither of us expected to sell for so little. I wrote the few mil as a loss. Sucked. I'm never gonna get that back. But hey, a lot of big lessons learned. I did learn so much over the last few years from Storyfire. And it is nice to see that Storyfire still exists. Dexter has control over it. He didn't cover it because I think this video is older now. Yeah, it's 10 months ago. Dexter did offer me a deal to be CEO of the company. Unfortunately, it just didn't work out. I still didn't have control over what I felt was my company. And so I had to report to Dexter. And I was like, I just wasn't having it. I like to run things my way. And yeah, I stepped down as CEO and kind of walked away from Storyfire and wanted to get back to the creative side. And I'd say over this last year, you guys might not see it so much because the videos haven't been coming, but I'm feeling so much better about all this. I wanted to prove to myself I could react to a video like this, especially about some sensitive stuff like Storyfire or Psycho Series related stuff, and be able to have a good spirit about it. And it's all fair game. Guys, if you want, subscribe to AJ. I'm actually gonna drop a subscribe right now. I like that he clickbaits it to get the views and make it dramatic, but really by the end of it, I felt like he was a supporter of mine and wants to see the channel do well, and maybe used to watch the Psycho series or some of the old videos. And good job, man. I think you did some stuff justice. I think maybe got to work on the research part a little bit. I don't have two brothers. But it was entertaining. I can't help myself. Let's look at. I want to see what the comments are saying. Are people like dunking on me? Dang, yo, people are actually being really nice. So it's meant to be a hit piece, I guess, kind of on me. And it says, love him or hate him, I have to give respect where it's due. Most compelling, well-acted series. I remember seeing the final episode, Jesse killing his dad. I believed it like a dumbass. It's got 3,000 likes. Wow. Let's take a second and appreciate the entertainment he brought us back in the day. Mcjuggernuggets said one of the strangest career arcs I ever. I know. Literally, my life is like a freaking series, so it works out, I guess. It's actually quite nostalgic to see these videos. It brings back the old days. For everything he turned into, I'll give him credit. He was the first to do reality scripted vlog. Now he's just a straight up pathological lie. At least he like added the little Slick face on there. Dang. Well, I appreciate everyone in this comment section having my back, guys. I'm curious to hear your thoughts in the comment section below. And let me know if you actually really enjoyed this video. I liked making it, so if you want to see more stuff like this or react to certain things, send me videos to react to. This by no means is becoming a reaction channel, but while we're busy getting house stuff done, it works out. I'm sure Jeffrey's enjoying his time off right now. But have I fallen off? Nah. I've just been chilling, guys, to be honest. I know when the time comes and I have a big series or story in mind, I'm gonna work tirelessly as I have on all the other things, and sometimes stuff doesn't pan out. Sometimes you get a My Virtual Escape situation where like the series is incredible, but it's a financial loss, similar to the graphic novel, and sometimes, you know, you put your entire nest egg into a platform and then doesn't work out. But it happens, right? Everything has been learning lessons thus far, and I'm excited to take everything that I have learned and apply it to stuff in the future. And to be honest, I do miss making videos for you guys. Subscribe, drop some likes on the vid, and let me know if you're pumped to see me on YouTube back. Let me know what you want to see. I gotta figure it out, you know? Anyway, I've taken enough of your time, guys. Love you guys to death, and don't forget to keep it rigid.